People that actually got canceled. Can you imagine getting canceled for having postpartum? A new mom was scared, lost, and confused, all because of one broadcast. Neutrogena is a brand that women and teenagers have trusted for decades, since the 30s actually. Something that's a massive driving force for their success is their marketing. We've all seen those visual commercials where people are like throwing water at their face, and typically paired with these very in-your-face commercials, upcoming singers telling us about their acne, or maybe an actress that everybody's been obsessing over, so they can bring them the bacon. In 2006, Hayden Panettiere was everywhere, especially because this was during her Heroes and Bring It On era. She goes on to receive steady work for them as a model ever since she was a teenager, for about 10 years or so. Until one day in 2015, when she goes on Kelly and Michael. Now, Hayden is like, okay, this is 2015, not 1950, so I should be able to talk about problems that women face, right? Wrong. She was completely punished for this. She talks about what it's like having a child and goes deeper talking about postpartum. She goes on to their show twice that same year, actually. And when you watch the footage back both times, she talks about being a mom and even gets emotional. So it's clearly a topic that she is passionate about. It's clearly a topic that Kelly and Michael have in common with her. And then Kelly says something that's kind of eerie. She goes on to say that there is shame tied around with the subject of postpartum. And then right after that, Hayden says that some people think it's not real.
There's a lot of people out there who think that it's not real. Women need a lot of support.
Hayden says after she left the stage, she would get a phone call. She says this is the last thing that she thought that Neutrogena was going to fire her over. Because remember, y'all, Hayden was everywhere in the mid-2000s, so there's a ton of paparazzi pictures. She did get bad press just because she's a teenager in the 2000s, and so there were tabloids calling her big. They would maybe catch her doing things that like normal teenagers do, but it was like semi-scandalous. But she was like, I can't believe that out of all of the stuff, like this is what y'all are letting me go for. The topic just came up and she was asked about it, and she was just being honest is what she tried to explain.
I had no intention to talk about postpartum depression. It just came up and I was just being honest.
It is technically illegal, and so her reps did put a pause on the firing. But she ultimately was not invited back the very next year when it was time for contract renewal after 10 years together. These people grew up with her in a sense. And not one person said, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry to hear you went through postpartum. Are you doing okay? Thank you for being an employee of ours for 10 years. Nothing. Employers really do not care about you, even if you've known them since you were a teenager. I mean, wow, the disrespect is very loud. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below.